I am the Red Cyclone! Ah!
Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Mark with the mic.
What is up? What is up?
Chilling, Mark. So,
We have another
there's a lot going on in the world, and we should not be watching the Paul W.S. Anderson directed Resident Evil movies, especially not at a time like this. But you know what? We will. So you don't have to. Hey, listen, somebody has to be the ones to stop and watch all these disaster movies that just happen to be disguised as video game movies.
Yo, did you see the one I sent you?
From what?
The I sent you the picture of the Velocipaster.
Oh yeah. How old is that?
I don't know, but I was randomly looking for movies and I saw that and then I read the synopsis of the movie and I laughed my ass off because Jackie read the synopsis and said like a hooker helps him find his way, and I was like, what? I need to see this shit.
Oh man. So wait, is that still on Netflix? You said?
And I found it on Cinema, the movie app I have.
Oh, okay. That sounds like that would be on Shout Factory or something.
It probably, honestly, there's a chance it's on Tubi.
Okay.
There's a
okay.
big
I'll keep an eye
chance
out
it's on
for
Tubi.
it.
But I saw that shit and I was like, yo, when I was telling Jackie, I was like, yo, this is a movie that Mike will probably want to watch. So
Yeah. Yes. If you told me like Danny Trejo was in that movie, I
Yeah.
would definitely watch.
Yeah, like it was just ridiculous. So like it was like Velocipaster. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? What the holy? So this looks stupid.
Great.
Anything to make you happy these days is the best thing to do.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, so we can start to talk about what we watched, but speaking of happiness, I know there are tons of people who are incredibly happy that they at least now know what the PS5 looks like.
Or that Spider-Man's coming.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? We could cut the false pretenses. That console looks weird.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I want a black box or a white box or a blue box or a purple box or something. That thing looks weird.
So
what do you think it is, Mark?
I'm not crazy about it either. I don't like again. I don't care about the color system because my Xbox is the white system. It's the white X. The Xbox S. I have that.
Okay.
Which hasn't been touched in a long time, but I have the Spider-Man PS4. So me worrying about colors, I don't care as long as you look fucking cool. I don't like the white. It looks like a stormtrooper.
I see that. It evokes Star Wars.
Yeah.
It still does for some reason.
Yeah.
More so than the older ones that definitely look like Darth Vader.
But I think what stole the show for me more than just the reveal of the system was the games. The games look fucking fantastic, and I am well, if you know me, again, I had the Spider-Man PS4. I'm a huge Spider-Man mark, and the fact that they showed the Spider-Man Miles Morales, it's gonna be its own standalone game, and not like an enhanced version with Miles in it and things like that. It's its own standalone game. And I got annoyed when I went to Asami. I saw the Asami post, and then people were saying, "Oh, it's not a standalone game," and fucking Asamiak is in that. It's answering them. It's a standard alone game. What's your sources?
Yeah, that became a meme. I saw that. That was actually pretty funny.
The dude underneath, like, are you stupid?
Yeah.
It's Asamiak answering you.
I like that. Yeah, I think even like news sites were making fun of that. It was pretty funny. Yeah.
Like, I'm excited. Like when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's gonna be my selling point. Spider-Man.
Now, did they make clear the dates for each of these things? Do anything does, or rather, should I ask, does anything have not dates to be released, but does you know how they say?
I think they
Q1, Q2, X,
Okay.
X, 20XX. Do they do any of that for these games?
So Spider-Man got a December release.
Oh, they
So
said
it's coming out this year, December 2020. So it's going to be a launch title.
Really? Okay. All right.
Honestly, that's smart as shit that Sony's going to do is that actually they're going to have a strong launch title.
You know, if you want to believe conspiracy theories that I'm making up,
Yeah.
remember when people were mad about the puddles?
Yeah.
Remember that really, really good-looking version of
Yeah.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
So I mean, they have had so much practice
Yeah.
that they probably were hard at work on the next generation's version of a game already. You
They're
know what I'm saying?
honestly, they're probably one of the first people to get a dev kit.
It makes sense. They're first party now.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
The one thing I loved. All right, so the selling point of this presentation wasn't the system itself. The system itself is if you're getting a digital version, you're getting this version. That's fine. There's no price tag. There's no actual date. So I put that in the back burner because they really haven't shown much in that detail. The games they showed, most of them look fantastic. Some of them I'm only gonna say the ones that caught my eye. Because there was a lot of games that were shown. At least they showed a lot of games. A lot of them in between 2020 and 2021. If you realize the fact that the system is going to come out around December, 2021 is like right there. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. But the ones that took my eye, number one was Spider-Man. 100% Spider-Man. I'm buying that system just for Spider-Man. Mainly. Like that's my reason buying PS4. It's going to be my reason buying PS5 for Spider-Man. I'm a huge fucking fan of Ratchet and Clank. I love Ratchet and Clank. So when I saw that being a new game, and that looked fantastic. Like it looked beautiful. It looked funny. It looks vibrant. It looks like the colors look great. The graphics look great. And that's one of the games that really takes advantage of the gimmicks that the system has. Like Ratchet and Clank was the first one to use the Six's fucking controller and shit. So that was another one that caught my eye. And then when I was telling you about Stray, is with a cat that you play as a cat and with a backpack and shit. I'm very interested in that game because you know me, I have two cats, Doom and Loki. Shout outs to them. Kitties and Mischief. But yeah, I saw that game. I just the graphics around it and just how simple, how much detail it was, and the fact that you're a cat, but how much detail the world was looks pretty cool. The Sackboy game looks interesting. The Demon Souls, I know for a fact you were fucking excited for that one. But those are the ones that stand out to me. What stood out to you or what you saw?
Well, number one was Demon Souls because I didn't see the announcement when it happened. For some reason, it was age-gated and YouTube was acting up. So if you tried to watch it on your console, it just wouldn't let you watch for the age-gated part. So I just had to skip a lot of it. I was like, I'm not going to deal with that.
I'm not a child.
So what I did,
I'm not a child.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm stuck at children's age. What happened? So my experience with watching everything was completely different. I picked and chose the trailers that I thought would be interesting to me.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo means nothing to me. I can't play those. I don't dislike it. I just can't play them.
Yeah, I'm sorry to.
It's like so much precision.
Yeah.
They look amazing, but there's so much precision. It's not the type of game for me.
One thing I was.
But good on 7 though.
Yeah, one thing
I'm
before
happy.
like Gran Turismo 7, like just because you just hit on that. The one thing I'll give like usually the car games credit is usually you see what the power of the system can bring with those car games. Even if you're a fan or not, you see the detail they put into those car games. It's fucking ridiculous.
And that's also the benefit of being a first-party studio.
Yeah. Because even on Forza,
it makes one game a year. So
yeah,
1 or 2. I think they made 2 last year. Not last year. I mean last
cycle.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
Sackboy, nah, I'm good. And then there's a lot of the non-character driven games, any story driven game that just has a generic human looking person that didn't really appeal to me. The one cool thing, Destruction All Stars from Lucid Games, like I don't know what that is, but I saw the trailer and it looks like it's nuts.
Yeah.
kind of like a, I don't want to say melee, but like just it's got cars and vehicle action. I'm like, what? Somebody's trying to bring that back? All right, because I used to like things like Vigilante 8, but they're trying to. I don't know if this is more just a mix of on foot with cars and stuff.
Yeah.
But it just looks nuts enough that I'm like, it could be cool. I'm not exactly 100% on board with this style because I know it's a lot of modern things to it.
Yeah.
Neon, like, you know what I'm talking about. Just a little like Overwatch inspired, if I must say.
Yeah.
But it still looks cool as shit. That surprised me. Horizon, I still need to finish that game. And here's the other thing that a lot of people don't know about the presentation. None of this was in the highest quality. So everything that you thought looked good could look better.
Yeah.
Because Sony had put out this statement before it all happened to like the press that because of the current situation, it's going to be streamed from home or at least inferior machines to what they had at work, right?
Yeah.
So they were doing it in 1080p 30. So none of this was natively streaming in 4K.
Yeah.
So none of it actually had the resolution it was supposed to. So I'm kind of interested to get people's impressions on a lot of things afterwards because number one that suffered from this was Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And they called it Resident Evil Village, but it did the thing from 7 where it has it in the title 8.
Yeah.
And there was like slowdown and stuttering in the trailer.
Yeah.
And it looked bad. Like it was like it had people, people like Max or anybody who was doing a watch along.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, why does the game look like this? This is the only one that really looks like this. Turns out, because of the current situation, it couldn't look as good as it was supposed to. So, me having that knowledge ahead of time, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Just to get those even more like enhanced impressions because from what I've seen, is mostly positive. But like I said, those stood out. Horizon. Yeah. Obviously Spider-Man, but I didn't play the last Spider-Man. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of burnt out on open world games.
Yeah. I say when you find it on sale, like right now, you could probably get it for like $15 with all the DLC, and that'll be like a day. Like, oh, you know what? I need a game to play. I haven't played something in a while.
Yes, you can. You're actually right. I think it is on sale.
Yeah.
But like Destruction All Stars hit me over the head real sideways, where I was like, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
Also a Bethesda game about a shooter.
Yeah.
Where I think it's something about breaking the cycle, where you play as this black dude who's his whole role is to be killed on an island.
Yeah.
It sounds fucked up, but you play as him, and his goal is to kill these. I guess they're killers or assassins. So you're supposed to assassinate them, but this entire island is basically made for everybody to try to stop you from killing anybody.
Ghostwire Tokyo?
No, not that game.
Okay.
I forgot what it was called by Bethesda.
That was the Bethesda game. That's the reason why.
Yeah, no. There's another one. Damn it. I'll find it.
Deathloop?
Yeah, there you go.
Deathloop. Okay.
That one.
That's Arcane Studios.
Then that's not the game. So maybe I'm wrong about the first one.
Yeah.
Because Bethesda is all over. The reason I say it is because it's all over that game.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I want to be accident. No. It's Bethesda. Deathloop is Bethesda.
Okay.
Maybe what's the other?
Probably. Oh, Arcane Studios is the ones that did the stealth first person. Fuck, what's the name?
Connor.
Yeah.
That's why the gameplay looks like that.
Yeah.
So they're the studio developing it.
Yeah.
But just putting it out.
Okay.
That's right. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that game. And now that you just told me who made it, I guess I see why it looks so compelling. Like the way that you can scale, you just jump from rooftop to sniper position, sliding on the floor, killing dudes, like jumping in the shadows and whatnot. And it has like this really, almost I don't want to say like 70s. It has a 70s theme to it.
Yeah.
It has like this really mixed art style, like some 70s aesthetic to it, but it has also kind of like an animated look. Like in game, it looks like animated.
Yeah.
So it's actually really striking to look at. So, but that's maybe the last game that I saw that really left like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that's next year. That looks dope.
Yeah, the
So,
only
yeah.
one that is state for this year, like probably with the release, is the NBA 2K21 Spider-Man.
Why was that man sweating so much in that basketball trailer?
Oh, that's what he looks like in real life, though.
Really?
That boy sweats.
So
He's a sweater.
that was accurate. Damn.
Yeah, so they have certain titles that are coming out with launch. Most of them are most of the titles they shown were 2020, 2021, and 2022. So we'll see. We'll see what comes out and the price down the road. But I'm excited. It's nice to see. Xbox hasn't really showed me interest. Xbox, what they have shown me is the Game Pass, the new system that looks like a fridge. We're getting a Halo. And that's about it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, did you see any exclusives that weren't, because they didn't show, because they're gonna do a presentation for Halo at some point, a big one. But for as far as exclusives go, did Xbox show anything like this, like a bunch of exclusives?
Not
or
really.
They
showed
one-
Assassin's Creed Valhalla was like the starting point of the games that they have. The ones I wanted to see, I didn't see. Like, I've been waiting for freaking Battletoads. Where's Battletoads?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, well, listen. That's the other thing that's happening right now is that there's gonna be more announcements for other companies because
Yeah.
E3 is now.
Yeah.
Like
so
that was actually the start of, because I saw other articles also.
Yeah.
I guess as a reminder, because it's not happening. That yes, please pay attention in the coming weeks because companies are doing their digital showcases now. And I guess I guess Microsoft was before because why wait?
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're gonna have more stuff to show because that's right, it is E3 time.
Yeah. I think Microsoft is going to show more, but from what I've seen so far, it's nothing really special. There's nothing really that takes my eye, and I think now it's going to be really hard because they already showed me Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. And he's exclusive. That's the thing.
Yeah, so they already showed me Spider-Man, so that's the meat and potatoes right there. And it's like, all right, I guess, like I would probably line up getting a PS5 first, and then maybe down the road when it's on sale, I'll get the Xbox Series, whatever it is at the time that comes out. Because
but the plan I had at some point was to get one of these $150 S's that they sell now.
Yeah.
But also, I did want to get maybe the discless version of whatever the new Xbox is going to be in the future. But when I saw that that's not going to be the same specs, it's just like, why would you do that?
Yeah, you might as well get the high end version, which would probably like be $75 more.
And to see that the PlayStation 5 is not doing that,
Yeah.
because they're like, well, yeah, it's the same system, just one has a disc drive and one doesn't.
Yeah.
That's like, that's a really. But now correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that because they really are going hard on that focus of the cross-gen on the Xbox side?
Yeah.
So I guess I kind of see it, and but they haven't shown it. That's the other thing. 'Cause I'm kind of making assumptions for it, but like, I would assume that they want you to purchase the discless one if you're just going to do I have my whole Xbox One collection digitally, and I'm going to buy my Xbox Series whatever because it won't be called X because X is the big one.
Yeah.
That's the other. See, that naming convention, they need to change that shit.
Yeah.
It's bad. But anyway, I assume they want you to keep that because you have a digital collection. Be easier to migrate it that way. And hey, you've been buying digital games anyway, but to have it not be as powerful just seems off.
Yeah. You'll think that would be the more powerful one because the fact that it's all digital.
Yeah, but it seems off. I just don't.
I feel like also that Xbox didn't go fully into what they're bringing out and shit. They still haven't like 100% showed everything. And one thing I give PlayStation credit, especially with this video, all the games that they shown were gameplay.
Oh yeah.
Gameplay from the PS5. They actually showed the gameplay and game movement of PS5. As an Xbox, played a lot of the cinematic shit.
Okay, gotcha.
And I was like, yeah, all the cinematics are going to look pretty, but I haven't seen gameplay yet.
Yeah, I understand.
And that's
a lot to still be skeptical about.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Like right now, my PS5 is probably most likely to be the one I purchased first. If you say for instance, you just want to play certain games on Xbox and they are allowed and they're on the pass, I'll say just grab a cheap Xbox and fucking get the pass.
Yeah.
Like Fantasy Star Online is on the pass, so I think that's the only one you want to play.
You might be right, man. You really might be right, but that's only a time exclusive. That's gonna be free from the shackles sometime next year.
Yeah, so you just be patient and save the $100.
You're exactly correct about that.
Yeah, so
because it's burning it and on fire on PC. I think there's a patch coming too. I think there was news about that as well.
Because like right now, I'll be straight up. Like the last time I played a game on my Xbox was maybe about a year ago.
Do you remember what it was?
The shitty Crackdown.
No.
That was like the last thing I really like played on Xbox. I may played like a couple arcades here and there, but I don't remember exactly what there were. But I have the Game Pass and I'm paying for the Game Pass and I'm barely touching the system. So I canceled like the membership. Just the fact that I'm not touching it. And when I do start playing it, then I'll get it again. But right now it's just like I'm on the PS5 more. Most of the games I get on the PS5, I have more memory on the PS5. That's usually why I'm more on the PS5 anyway. But
we ain't in the future yet.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Again, Spider-Man is the one that sold me for PS5, so I'm definitely gonna get the PS5 for that. When I get it, I don't know. Most likely, there's a chance I might get the launch, just the fact that just to have it and be able to play it and shit like that. I think it's gonna be a good system, but I'll keep the insurance just in case motherfuckers want to play.
Yeah, that's always my only problem.
Yeah.
Gotta let the new people, gotta let them test it, man.
Yeah.
Gotta let that beta period pass.
I'm not crazy about the controller.
I have to feel it.
I feel the same way.
There's a really cool picture somebody picked up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's bullshit or not, but if it's true, this is probably one of the coolest details. Is that the grips on the controller? If you zoom in, it has the face buttons on it.
Okay.
So you can see it very faintly, but it's like tiny little X's, squares, triangles, and circles. I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool.
We'll see.
I mean, I hope that doesn't make the controller cost $100.
Yeah, me too. Because all the details they have for the controllers, I'm scared of the price of the controllers. Because now the regular controllers are $60, and that's still.
So wait, did they tell during this whole thing? Did they tell about the controller?
Not really.
Okay.
They kind of said that the controller, just like how they did the system, they gave the cinematics and shit like that, but they didn't really detail anything.
Okay, all right. So just have to wait for that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I just have to feel it because I don't know how big it is.
Yeah.
Like compared to a PS4 controller, I don't think I don't think anybody's done that and just sat down and because nobody has them yet.
Yeah,
that's right. They definitely aren't in the public's hands yet. They're not in the press's hands. That's right. So they can't take a comparison picture.
Yeah.
I wonder why they haven't done that themselves, like on stage or something.
I don't know.
That's interesting. But yeah, if it's mad, it looks like it's big. You know?
It looks, honestly, no, it looks more compact than what I've seen compared to. So I've seen it in like somewhat of comparing to the system and the size of the system. It looks more rounded. The edges looks a lot more rounded so it looks more of an Xbox controller and how the grips are, but it's slightly smaller. But again, we had to. I feel like I think I had to feel it out. Most likely, I'll get used to it no matter what. But even the PS4 controller, I've been PlayStation all the time. You're used to it because they never really changed much of the design. They just made it a bit more more compact or just more comfortable. But the triggers are supposed to be like a big high-end thing. Like you could mess with the triggers and shit.
You talking about on the new controller?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The triggers are supposed to be very Xbox-ish, with the way you could like press it lightly and press it all the way for more of a thing kind of thing.
Well, they better not revert back to that garbage that was on PS3.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah. Well, the 6s.
Yeah, but I mean the triggers on that controller are awful.
Yeah.
So
you'll see. You'll see what happens. So, I guess we'll get into our video game movie, The Verdict.
It is Resident Evil Apocalypse 2004, September 10th. This movie, unfortunately, continues the saga of our brave character Alice as she wakes up. Oh yeah, she just wakes up in the hospital.
Yeah.
So the way they do this movie is they do it from perspective.
Yeah.
So they give you, I guess, so you can see. I don't know. On one hand, it kind of feels like, yes, this is very much a continuation of a movie.
Yeah.
But it also feels like with them having the opening of the movie take place the way it does feel like it's a recap. So that if you haven't seen anything, you don't know anything about what the hell you're watching, you just, Resident Evil. Yeah. I didn't see the first one. It feels like they do a good enough job at filling you in somewhat on what's going on.
Yeah, especially with Nemesis.
Especially with Nemesis is one, but when the scientist is recounting everything,
yeah,
you get the up to the minute, because you get to see the black cars as it's going through the stages of the outbreak.
Yeah,
of them picking up everybody, and then you get to, that's before it hits critical mass, and then you get to see it as it hits.
Yeah, and
then resumes from Alice's point of view.
Yeah,
and that's like the first half an hour, maybe 20 minutes.
Yep.
So that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's way different from the first movie because it kind of subverts you because it's not starting with Alice.
Yeah,
like she's on the cover of the poster, she's on the cover of the movie, but it doesn't start with her.
Yeah, you also got the introduction of game regular Jill Valentine.
See, it's a lot.
Yeah,
there's so many real video game characters in this movie.
Yeah, Carlos Oliver. He was Cole Veronica, right?
No, he's in Resident Evil 3.
Resident Evil 3.
He is. So basically, you get Jill Valentine, you get Carlos, you get Mikhail. Not Mikhail. You get he is Mikhail. That's right. You get Mikhail from Resident Evil 3, the other merc.
Yeah.
And then from Resident Evil Code Veronica, you get the Ashcroft family.
Yeah.
And that's basically the scientist and his daughter.
Look, you all gonna die down here.
Yes, yeah, basically.
That's true.
So, and then the events of the movie, if you want to try to like put it side by side with the events of where they would be in Resident Evil timeline, since it's the second movie.
Yeah,
that's number 2. It would be okay. So they're gonna do Resident Evil 2, right? Not really, because it doesn't really have the dual, male female thing like Leon and Claire.
Yeah.
But what it does do is basically takes the story of Resident Evil 3, and sticks Alice in it. So the accurate thing about it is it takes place before everything. So that's part of Resident Evil 3, where it's the beginning of the outbreak.
Yeah.
And then you get the Nemesis, which comes in, and that's like 2 is happening in between all of that.
Okay. So that makes sense.
So this movie is basically the entirety of Resident Evil 3.
Okay.
Just twisted up to the director's whims, because it's kind of weird.
Okay. Yeah, it's always kind of weird shit. Yeah, so we have actors. We have Mila Jovovich returning.
Welcome back.
We have Odie Fahar. He was in Mummy.
He was the Mummy?
He was in Mummy. He was in
Okay.
Mummy, the second
Oh
one
yeah,
with
he
The
was
Rock.
the dude with the black the raps and stuff and
Yeah.
yeah with the swords in the desert.
Yes. We have Mike Epps. We have Gerard Harris. We have Zach Ward, which we will see him in Postal down the road.
Hello, guy.
Like, I already hate you.
Two bad choices, huh?
Sandrine Holt, which was Terry Morales, which was the reporter that you liked.
She's like such a natural character because I think the other thing when I look at this movie, what happened in it was I feel like Paul W.S. Anderson got the cliff notes from the wrong game. So what I think a lot of this story took from was from Resident Evil Outbreak.
Okay.
It's because she is almost one for one, like not one for one. Yeah, like she's very heavily reminds me of another reporter character in Outbreak.
Okay.
And like kind of the thing with the Outbreak series is they aren't the heroes, they're just the people who end up surviving on the sides to tell the story of what really went, you know, the stuff that you didn't see the heroes go through, but it's basically enough of an adventure that you would want to see it because it ain't no regular day shit basically. There's undead elephants and all types of weird things going on in those games, but she feels mostly like an Outbreak character.
Okay.
Unfortunately, she get eaten by the kids.
Yeah.
The kids take out. But
The kids gotta eat.
She's probably one of the better actresses in the movie, though. I'll put that out. Mila Jovovich, damn sure, is not a good actress.
No, she's not. She just has these. She had like some very like weird like times in this movie, like when she was like trying to talk to the kid and just bringing up her smile. She looked more evil than like sensitive. Like I thought she was gonna try to kill her. Like, don't kill the kid. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I understand her character is dead inside. I get that. You know, emotionally, she's all messed up. But just the acting is still not the best.
She's pretty much like Terminator without the fucking machine in her body.
Okay,
like,
I see that.
Like Terminator don't have emotions or anything.
Yeah, but you know, the cast of this movie kind of. And I'm not even gonna lie. Jill was terrible. She was a one-note character. It was great to see her be portrayed. Yeah. And try to do it accurately, but I'm not gonna lie, she wasn't a good actress.
She was very gimmicky too. Like she had every like gimmick of a female action star in this movie.
And the black dude that was with her was a straight up
Jax
stereotype. He was the new Jax. He was like the he was Jax.
He was Jax.
He was All right, Sonya, you gonna do this, and I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
It was basically. I mean, I like to see again characters be badass and whatnot, but you could tell he was gonna die.
Oh,
because he did not have a name that you recognize.
Yeah, he didn't have a name you recognize, or he didn't have much of a story. He was just there.
It's like there is no Stars equivalent to him. Maybe one of the guys from the first game.
Yeah.
That nobody really remembers by name because everybody remembers Forrest and Enrico because they come back as zombies. I think.
Yeah.
No, Forrest is a zombie that blows you up, and Enrico is the guy that gets shot. That's what he's known for, getting shot. Stars, you know what? We should probably watch like the cutscenes from Resident Evil 1.
Yeah, and just to compare.
Just so we have and just
we
talk
probably
about
have the same amount of like good acting in there. There's
It's
no good
terrible.
acting in that at all.
Yeah, people hold that game up to a high standard. The first game is B movie from top to bottom.
Yeah, I played like the GameCube one. I liked the GameCube one. That was
It's
actually a really good
still-
version.
It's a little bit better. They did change stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. You need to play director's cut.
I played Director's Cut. I remember it.
Yeah.
The voice acting was still terrible.
Yeah. yes. So like I give the movie some slack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't be too mad.
Yeah.
Can't be too mad. But this is the first one where I can actually say, if somebody had told you, okay, I want to see Resident Evil movies, which one should I watch? I think you should watch this one first.
Yeah.
The first one is not Resident Evil enough. It's not. It could be confused for a generic ass zombie movie.
Yeah.
This one, because of the tyrant, I mean, excuse me, Nemesis, who, yeah,
He's
when you go back to look at it, it's a bad suit.
Yeah, he couldn't lift
It
his
is
arms all the way up.
But here's the thing, yo, why they had to fight like that?
Yeah.
Why the guy had to have the fucking blood sport? Nobody wanted to see Nemesis fight fist to fist, dude. Come on, man. That's not why he was cool.
You know what's funny is that when he lifted like the rocket and the machine gun, he couldn't lift his arm all the way. There were very limitations. So sometimes when you saw him shooting, he's like shooting down when it's shooting up.
But it's just you expect me to watch this thing that can hardly move, throw kicks and punches
Yeah.
constantly. That fight scene was like 5 minutes too long.
Yeah. It didn't need to be that way.
It was terrible.
Nemesis never hand-to-hand combat.
That looked like what you call like a bad fan, like that fan movie or some shit. That like some YouTube shit.
Yeah. That was pretty bad. There was a lot of shit like because you were talking about it earlier before we started the cast of the Resident Evil Code Veronica scene.
Oh,
yeah.
But what if one stole a scene out of a video game?
But I have one that I want to explain too. They stole the fucking raptor scene from Jurassic Park in this fucking movie.
Oh, man.
With the two dogs instead of the raptors.
Yeah, with
it was
the
whole scene from Jurassic Park.
Well, the only added thing to it that was kind of funny was the lunch lady.
Yeah.
She came out from under the cupboard like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, why she mad sneaky though?
And then you hear the thing fall, and then they start chasing it, and then they get out the door the same exact way as in Jurassic Park.
Yep.
But
which one was it?
Them up.
Wasn't
the first one? Yeah.
It was the first one?
Yeah, it's the first one.
Okay.
It was the two kids, the kid and the little boy and the sister.
Okay, because I'm getting it confused with the one in 3.
Yeah.
The gymnast girl, the little black girl.
There's a chance they did that. There's a chance they repeated that in 3. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, it was a dumber scene.
Oh, okay.
What you said was okay. There was a dumber scene with a black girl doing gymnastics and beating up raptors.
Yeah.
Whew. She couldn't even weigh as much as a bag of potatoes, man. Come on. You know what? Don't get me started on that movie. We should watch Jurassic Park 3.
Jurassic Park
was good until I saw I think it was Angry Video Game. No, it was Nostalgia Critic.
Okay.
Oh, that movie is bad.
The third one was really bad. I didn't like the third one.
The only part that was cool was the T-Rex in the city.
Yeah.
That entire movie built up for one scene. That was it. Well, go ahead.
I went through them like maybe a couple of years ago when the newer one came out.
Mm-hmm.
I never watched 3, so I was like, let me go through them again. And then,
3 was World, right? Jurassic World.
Jurassic World was 4.
So it was just a straight up Jurassic Park 3. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
I had like the pterodactyl on it.
Was Jurassic World the one with the when they captured the T-Rex, or was that 3? Because now I'm getting confused.
I think it was Jurassic World when they had the T-Rex in the city.
Okay, so never mind.
I'm not sure.
Jurassic Park 3 is the one with the girl doing the gymnastics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah,
not good.
So, other than Jurassic Park, they stole the scene from Jurassic Park. Then you could go into your Code Veronica scene, which it was over OD.
Yeah, it's almost 1-for-1 where Claire outruns a helicopter and with a minigun shooting at her, and then does the exact same thing. Alice gets stopped by the guards and she drops the gun. But here's the part about the acting. You see Mila Jovovich and they zoom up on her face and she's just making these like, oh, I'm gonna drop it. Oh, I'm gonna. You don't know what I'm gonna do. It's like this face where it's like she's trying to look like she's up to something, but she ends up looking like she's having like problems.
Yeah.
She gotta like poop or something. It's really bad, and I recommend anybody who watches this movie watch that scene in particular. Yeah. Because then she steals the drop gun, drop down, shoot something, blow up, or shoot the guards. In her case, it's just so. It's not bad because again, people's main complaint about Resident Evil the movies was well, they're not doing the games.
Yeah.
So this was literally the guy saying, "All right, you want the games? Here's the fucking game."
He combined 3 of them.
It was basically 3 games in one.
Yeah.
I just can't forgive him for Nemesis. They could have paid more money for a better suit.
Or CGI.
No,
CGI was
I would
better at the
no, I
time.
would no. Because I think I was sitting when I was watching it.
Yeah.
I said, I can live with the conceit. I can live with you not doing CG because I feel like that would have pissed more people off.
Yeah.
But because the way the liquors look in the movie is still too early. They don't look good.
You could at least not have a fight scene with a person that could barely move.
Yeah. They could have done so much better by that character. It was just, even when they set him up and he killed the STARS members, like that was kind of cool. But he's still already this blocky, can't move rubber suit man, and it just
that shot down and it went up.
So bad.
You know what made me disappointed too? He never said stars. He never yelled stars.
He did when he killed all the STARS members. When he blew up the one guy and then shot all the STARS members with the minigun.
Yeah.
You hear him say stars.
Okay.
And Mike Epps is saying respect, man, respect. Like he was a good part of the movie because I'll put it this way: I thought he was gonna be overly wacky black guy.
Yeah.
And just every time you see him, he just eats up the scenery, takes over the scene, and makes it like a joke.
Yeah, and he's funny. He was funny. He's like, I got my own. He fucking had the gold guns.
Yeah,
and shit.
the golden guns. Like he was just a kind of mysterious character. Like why did he have those golden guns? Was he a pimp? I don't know. Why was he just so distracted by those zombie strippers that he crashed his car?
Because they're still
like,
titties. Those zombie titties.
Why did he start the movie handcuffed to a woman and then she was dead? Because she was a zombie already, meaning she had to have died.
Maybe
like somebody. I mean, well, she had to have gotten bit, but
maybe it
was he didn't.
Maybe they were doing something else.
And it's just like so many questions around him. Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, that is true. Like he just came out of nowhere, and then he just became a character in that sense.
Yeah, and it's just like, but also at the same time, you can't even absorb him.
Yeah.
Because remember, at that point in the movie, this was roughly after the introduction. You just get Jill coming in, kicking ass, guns blazing, blowing off heads, and shooting handcuffs off like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like you get no explanation to her.
Yeah.
She's just a badass from the get go.
Yeah.
It's my thing is this movie starts off with everybody at 11.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I remember before when we talked about the first movie, I said Resident Evil 4 was like, oh yeah, it was a thing. So I was technically wrong.
Yeah.
So the first movie came out in 2002. Resident Evil 4 was not out.
Yeah.
This movie came out in 2004. Resident Evil 4 was still not out.
Yeah.
So it had all this time to up the ante to ridiculous, and I guess maybe in some way Resident Evil 4 might have been influenced by these movies.
Yeah.
And now that I think about that, that's kind of funny. That Resident Evil 4 is the most popular game in the series, right? And the reason is because Leon is a fucking badass during the entire game.
Yeah.
Like that. Here's the thing about Resident Evil 4 that's not really a big secret. It's not the smartest game in the world.
No.
It's just one cop whooping an entire, like, half of a country's ass.
Yeah.
in ridiculous fashion. He's nothing but one-liners. When you look at Alice, she's almost the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Except she has a in-universe reason for being so strong.
Yeah. And then she gets stronger.
Yeah. But before we get to that point, what I was trying to put 2 and 2 together is that it's almost funny in retrospect to go back to the first 2 movies in this series to know that they quite possibly might have influenced the most popular game.
I can see that.
And nobody would give it credit.
You probably won't.
It's like
now I am just to piss people off.
Yeah, I kind of am too. She literally Leon in that game. It's hilarious. She's saving the scientist's daughter. Just switch it with the president's daughter. And yeah, you have Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
She survives an entire city's worth of zombies, whoops a giant monster's ass, and like dies in a helicopter crash and wakes up at the end.
Yeah.
So she's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
And this is all before before the helicopter scene. This is like all before the end of the movie. So yeah, we got zombie. I don't know, I keep saying like hoes in my head, but you can't say that because they were
Zombie strippers.
It came out of a strip club. You got zombie strippers. You got people handcuffed to zombies. You got Mike Epps being crazy with golden guns. You got the Stars Department.
They were probably like the dominatrix zombies.
No, well, they were strippers, but
They were the ones with the handcuffs were probably doing other things.
They weren't handcuffed. They were just walking down the street.
Oh.
He was handcuffed to that lady. I guess she got bit. I don't know what her deal was. Again, he's mysterious.
I feel like he owned money somewhere, and he was handcuffed to the other person that owned the money.
Maybe.
Or maybe he did the handcuffing.
No, he was in the police station on the bench.
He was.
Obviously was there for a crime.
He was probably a pimp. Yo, straight up, he's probably a pimp, and he got arrested with the hose.
He was probably a pimp. But like his first lines was, "No, she dead."
And the golden guns don't help him not being a pimp.
Exactly. You have that whole aspect. Well, the main plot line is saving the scientist's daughter because he's a high value asset. They tell you this.
Yeah.
You get to see the coldness of Umbrella, where the gate with the people, they have that whole scene.
Yeah.
Where the guy has the heart attack and he immediately turns into a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
And then he proceeds to bite the black guy who's Jill's friend.
Yeah.
So then you have that whole through line. But then they open fire on the crowd, which, again, you don't want to really watch this movie now.
Yeah.
Because you definitely see this stuff happening.
Yeah, sadly,
current climate, a lot of this is like, if the virus stuff going on now had been a lot worse and people were like, oh, we gotta shut down the city and wall it off. Hey man, listen, you think they wouldn't open fire? Well, we're learning today that the police department might just do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, it was ridiculous then, 2004, to see it, but it's just like, this movie today, people were thinking about some shit. So it almost has like a realistic through line through it.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah.
And like it kind of changes like some of the things you see happen in these movies. Like the Umbrella is just a fucked up corporation.
Yeah.
And you know what? At any point, the corporations that own whatever could just be that evil.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of this seem just more grounded than it did. Sure, her fighting Nemesis, dumb, but look, she has an in-universe reason.
Yeah. So
technically, it's still grounded.
And also, I kind of like the fact that she kind of felt for him because she knew exactly who he was and the person that was with her in the first game.
That's another thing. That's another aspect that the games don't do.
Mm-hmm.
They do a little tiny bit in 3 remake. Excuse me. In 3 remake, they do a tiny bit of a little bit more of you seeing in game them actually making the Nemesis.
Yeah.
Which kind of seems influenced by the movie.
Yeah.
Because it's a man on a table and they're doing stuff, so it's not like the typical tube thing that they do with the tyrants.
Yeah.
It's something different.
Yeah.
But yes, in this movie they actually make you feel for the Nemesis.
Yeah.
And he has a redemption arc. This is just like I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it feels overdone. Like, why you gotta give Nemesis? But in this universe, it's got continuity.
I think it worked. I think it worked because it brought the whole storyline of Nemesis around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you recognize Alice and things like that.
And then they wrap up the through line with the evil Umbrella executive by they come together, and with Nemesis's help, they get on the helicopter and throw him off. Yeah. Finally, after figuring like he was pulling strings with the guy and was watching them, and it was kind of cool, the hacker thing with the
Yeah.
camera. You think about that, then that's 2004. Now we realize, oh yeah, that's just what they do, right?
Yeah.
So it's us again, forward thinking is those movies.
Yeah. It was interesting. But yeah, like the whole thing, I understood it because at least they kept the characters at least consistent with it, like Alice and the Nemesis. So that whole ending made sense because it had to do with part 1 and going into part 2.
Yes, and then so
Scott Steiner.
But to wrap it up, we get the escape, but it's not it's short-lived because another part that they do take from the games is the unfortunate part that they nuke the city.
Yeah.
So at the end of Resident Evil 2, one of the endings is you have to escape via the train, which was in the first movie, which is interesting. Like they actually did the whole end of Resident Evil 2 in the first movie.
Yeah.
Man, that's funny. Yeah, it really, man. Damn, man. You just look back on this whole thing and take pieces from the games.
Yeah.
He kind of really was. People were kind of talking out of their ass.
Yeah.
About these movies, not taking. They just didn't like that she was the main character.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of clouded what was going on in the movies. Really, I think people were so turned off by her as the main character because her name is Alice.
Mm-hmm.
She's not named Jill or Claire or whatever.
Yeah.
So that it made a lot of people just dismiss what the movies were doing and just because they are dumb.
Yeah.
When we watching these are not high art. These are dumbass action movies. But yeah. But to continue with what they're doing is like, so yeah, they had the nuke go off and it detonates over like the main area where they were fighting or what have you.
Yeah.
And it blows up and the shockwave fucks up the helicopter that they're in.
Yeah.
And so that leads to there's a crash. They find Alice because she's been impaled by a wrench that went crazy on the helicopter because it was going to kill a little girl. She saw it, got in the way, blah blah blah. So she's technically, like, I guess besides the pilot, I didn't even see him.
Yeah.
But she's the only body they find in the crash, and they make a point to say, "Where's the others?" Oh, there were no other bodies.
Yeah.
So that's already suspicious to the viewer, but it is what it is. So they miraculously survive a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
They leave her behind, and then from then on, you don't really know what they do. You know what they do from the other movies.
Yeah.
But from here on, she's just in a tube, being whatever on. They don't tell you if they put another virus in her from here.
Yeah.
They don't tell you what other treatments they started doing on her. It's just she wakes up in a tube. They expect her not to know who she is, and she's greeted by the villain from Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Who we think didn't die. He just actually got the powers of what was it?
Got a new job.
No. But what was the object in the first movie?
I know. Fuck.
The Philosopher's Stone or something that. So he really actually got the powers and survived, and he works for Umbrella. So, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if he's the Wesker prototype, because here's the thing in the story-wise, Wesker was a scientist.
Yeah.
Who pretended to be a cop.
Yeah.
So when they show him in the first game, he's a STARS member.
Yeah.
But he's actually a fucking scientist in disguise.
Yeah.
And he's making the whole thing go down. He's leading everybody into a trap to test the best police force, the best they're essentially the cops. The STARS unit are like the equivalent to a commando.
G.I. Joe.
Which is why they're so badass, right?
Yeah.
So the plan with STARS and Resident Evil and Umbrella, and what happens is Wesker works for Umbrella. Umbrella is testing out the monsters, and he leads the STARS to be the test for the monsters.
Yeah.
So that's why he's always locked in with whoever's the main hero in the series.
Yeah.
Which is usually a STARS member. So they don't say his name is Wesker. His name is something else.
Yeah.
Like you see it in the credits. He has a different name.
Yeah.
So,
but I think this is the beginning of him.
Yeah, whether or not he's the equivalent to Wesker or Birkin, which is the G virus guy.
Yeah.
who's also a blind scientist who gets messed up, but he dies and turns into a monster. Again, this guy, I don't know, maybe he turns into a monster in the next movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of continuity here, but they basically do have analogs to the games still.
And
But
I
then
give him
it
credit
goes
for
on
that.
its own tangent when she has psychic powers and she can see through cameras and does weird shit on her escape this time.
Exactly. She killed someone through her fucking mental powers.
She force choked his brain.
Yeah. She became Darth Vader.
through like the camera. She could see him watching her and kill her
Yeah.
as she made her escape this time.
That's the evolution of her.
Yeah,
And it gets crazy. It gets even
that.
crazier in the next movie. So.
And that's not even as crazy as I saw it get. So yeah.
So
And that's it. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Well, the heroes actually. So before she makes her escape, they have the Umbrella forces coming to get her.
Yeah.
And as she makes her way to the front door, after she uses her telekinetic powers, the original heroes show up in disguise. Little Thuna Carlos was bitten. They also had the serum, so the little girl and Carlos were saved.
Yeah.
But they all have black outfits on and look like they have umbrella clearance.
Yep.
And they sneak in and save her, but it's just like that's a whole other thing. They also mentioned that they've been driven underground because they're the ones with the footage from the reporter.
Yeah.
They tried to expose it, and again, kind of in real world circumstances, the news does what the news does, and they turn real news into fake news.
Yep.
It's like, damn, son. Again, this movie was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It's fucked up to say that. So you see that they steal her away, and that's basically the end of it.
Yep.
Is that get away with Alice, but they let the little plot line is they let them go. The scientist sees it and they let them go. So, why did he let them go? Is Alice really bad? Is something going to happen? We'll find out. Because there will be another movie
Next time on Resident Evil Extinction will be the third one, but it's we have a bunch of movies before that, so at least we gives us some outbreak off of Resident Evil.
It wasn't bad. I'll just put it this way, not bad.
I liked it better than the first movie.
My score for this one 3.5 on a scale of like just a movie to watch.
Okay.
It was dumb fun. Such dumb emphasis on dumb.
Okay.
There's a few things I just don't like. I don't like that they didn't really go out on a Nemesis costume. It looked bad. It's unexcusable for it to look that bad.
Yeah. It's like Jabobo all over again.
A Bobo looked better though.
Bobo. Oh man. So
And just the little the just Alice just busting in on the church on a motorcycle, and she blows it up and kills a liquor with like what the it's just a little too nuts. Well, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it because Resident Evil goes that way.
Yeah,
it does.
This would be. I'll give it a 3.5 as well. I think I liked it better than the first, so it's gonna get the ranking. It's gonna be over the first movie in my ranking. So I'll give a synopsis of our ranking so far. Where will you put Resident Evil 2 on this? On your
I put this over Resident Evil 1.
Resident Evil 1. So me and you have the same for most movies except for the last one.
Okay.
The last one is the only one we different.
Smoking in movies. Smoking. Jill smoked a hell of a lot during this movie.
Yep.
Jill and the scientist.
And because it's rated R.
Jill smoking cigarettes.
Yep.
Say that again.
Because it's rated R, you can smoke.
Yeah.
In rated R movies.
This is true.
If it's a PG, you can't.
This is true.
So, our ranking so far. Mortal Kombat number 1, Super Mario Bros. Number 2, number 3 is Double Dragon, number 4 is Street Fighter, number 5 is Tomb Raider, number 6 is Resident Evil 2, number 7 is Resident Evil 1, number 8 is Tomb Raider 2, number 9 is Ring Commander, my number 10 is MK2, and 11 is House of the Dead, your number 10 is House of the Dead, and 11 is MK2. And that's our verdicts so far. Our next week's verdict is another Uembo movie.
Poor guy.
There's a chance that House of the Dead might not be the worst movie, so
hold on to your hats.
Hold on. Yeah,
A lot more with this guy. We got to go back to Germany.
Yeah. So our next movie is Alone in the Dark, starring Christian Slater and Tara Reid.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be,
Yes.
I heard this was worse than House of the Dead, so I'm hearing things that is worse than House of the Dead, and I'm like, how can something be worse than House of the Dead? And they were like, hold my beer.
Oh God.
So we got Alone.
Ric Flair when the Shockmaster came through the wall. You could just hear him in the background. Oh God.
So for next week we have Alone in the Dark. The following week we have Doom, and damn, this is like the month of Wu and Bo because we got another movie of Wu and Bo within this month.
Ooh, Scott Steiner does not like it.
Yeah, I agree with him. So we have Alone in the Dark, Doom, Blood Rain, and Silent Hill wrapping up for the next week for podcasts. Next week will be Alone in the Dark. I am not looking forward to this, and I know he's not as well. So we will. I don't even think I ever played a Alone in the Dark game.
I had it because somebody lent it to me, and I didn't actually play it, and I had to give it back. So
I played the newer one they brought out. They made a newer one on the Xbox 360.
Alone in the Dark. You sure you're not talking about Alan Wake?
No, it was Alone in the Dark.
Oh, really? Was it that team that made that game, or was it a different team? I remember. I think they tried to reboot that series.
Yeah, that was the reboot, I think.
Okay, all right.
Because I remember that the Alone in the Dark was an old game.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked very bad.
Yeah,
but they did remake it.
It looked hilarious when you look back at it now.
Yeah.
I remember seeing what some of the bad guy or the monsters or whatever in that game looked like, and then your little character was just like a dude in a suit.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. Like the Pringles man getting beat up by like pixels.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Let me see. Alone in the Dark 360. I'll show you. Yeah.
Cause I think I saw the trailer for that game and I thought it was interesting. I didn't actually play that one because I ended up skipping that game, and I ended up skipping Alan Wake. I did play the demo for Alan Wake though. I liked it, but it was like it didn't grab me at the time.
I can understand. Alan Wake was a good game. It was a really good game. If you actually have the Game Passes on there.
Oh, cool.
That was the
I remember. Yeah.
So they made a movie based on that, and we're gonna have to watch it next week. So that will be our next week's cast. Other than that, I got nothing else.
Make sure you do yourself a favor. If you would like something to listen to give you some perspective on what's going on and why so many people are upset and sad, I do recommend you listen to the New Day Feel the Power podcast for this past week. We mentioned it on the Wrestling Babble podcast, but it's a really powerful discussion about just a black point of view, some positivity from usually positive people.
This is definitely
Scott's
good listen.
not happy.
Yeah. This is definitely a good listen.
Yeah, it's definitely a good listen. But you get to hear some intimate stories about just what people are going through.
Yeah.
Hey.
It got loud. Like, yeah.
Hey, cut that out. Damn, where's the fire at? Come on, man, get out of here.
But yeah, it's a really, really good podcast. Very, very eye-opening and just educational in a way.
Yeah, it's just another. I think of it as a very positive way to spread a message of peace.
Yeah.
Spread a message that things need to actually change, because you get to hear people who have made it, who are not stereotypes in any way, shape, or form, who are doing positive things in the community and without, and they are telling you the struggles that they have.
Yeah.
And the struggles of people that they know, and that what they've seen. So this is something that a lot of people should listen. There should be more people to listen to it. Honestly, I think WWE should promote that episode.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen a lot of the social media has been showing the picture
Mm-hmm.
of the two of them kneeling in the ring, which is a powerful message, yes. But like the podcast is a super, super good listen.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you can
actually
get people
feel
who
like
are smarter than us talk about this stuff.
yeah, I actually feel like the videos of what they did on the podcast should be released. I think you should be able to watch the whole cast
Mm-hmm.
because I want to see the emotion out of Big E because Big E cries on the fucking cast. Like it's
Yeah, I got the. It was a good episode.
it's a really good, very eye-opening episode, and I love the guys, so I always will support whatever they fucking do because I'm still always been a big fan of theirs. But sometimes you can't just be positive about things. Sometimes you have to be real, and that's something that this cast did.
Yes. So
So
make sure you check that out.
yes,
The New Day podcast. You can get that anywhere you subscribe to any podcast, is
Yes.
what they say.
feel the power. I just ordered the New Day podcast T-shirt.
Oh, they have a shirt for it?
Yeah, it looks like a rap album.
Oh,
It
really?
looks cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's black and white and shit. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
I
it's
have to
cool.
pick that
It's
up.
cool.
I had to show some support.
Yes, yes. Yes. So we're ended there. Definitely listen to it. Anybody, any shape, size, color, whatever, listen to it. It's a really good educational eye opener on what the situation is going on today.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter what, you're gonna have to deal with it. So don't try to hide. It's still gonna affect you somehow, some way.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. There's people around you that's going through it every day, so
Mm-hmm.
pay attention, man.
Yep.
That's it. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. Make sure you check us anywhere and everywhere, Red Cyclone Inc. And that's Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. You can catch us on YouTube and SoundCloud as well, where you can hear this and the Wrestling Babble podcast. And make sure you check out the WordPress as well as the Facebook group, Red Cyclone Inc.
Yep.
All the same everywhere.
Yep.
Where you at, Merc?
You can follow me on all social medias of YouTube, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and Twitch TV, all Mark with the Mic. You can follow all our other stuff on Facebook on the Red Cycling page and the Wrestling Babble page. Follow our other casts. We have put up a new Star Wars for Attack of the Clones, and we put up the 2007 TMNT episode of Shell Shock, and the Not a Trekkie, the Star episode 2 Attack of the Clones. We have the Game of Raids podcast. We have 2 episodes up on there. We should be recording a 3rd episode sometime next week. I had to play Paperboy, and he has to play Spider-Man and the X-Men, so we'll discuss that. I know he cursed me out when he played X-Men.
Oh, awesome.
I was
Awesome.
like, excellent.
Remember, nostalgia is a hell of it.
Yeah, but I actually have a couple good games for him for next week, so we're gonna see what we do for next week. The fact that announced recently, I think I sent you the clip. Sunset Riders is coming on PS4 and the Switch. You could buy it. I think it's like $4.99. Part of the arcade classics.
Is that game 4-player?
Yes,
in the
it
arcade?
was 4 players.
It is, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, that one's up. So that was probably one of my games for him to play this week. I do own it for SNES, but there's like ways you can play it other ways too. Check out the Morphin Cast also. We have the Lost Galaxy, the Ginga Men episode. That was the last one recording. We will be recording for Lightspeed Rescue at the end of the month, so stay tuned for that as well. And all stuff. Just follow, like, subscribe. Helps us out.
Stay positive, y'all.
Stay
Please
positive.
Be good to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Stay safe, because this virus shit ain't over, y'all. 6 feet. What happened?
I know, like, there's so much shit going on. There's still a virus
do it.
and lingering. Like, yeah, you forgot about me, motherfucker.
People are protesting, but people are still getting sick. It's a dichotomy, man.
Yeah.
Just be safe, whatever you do.
Be safe. Wear a mask. If you can't social distance, they'll be hanging out in groups. Y'all piss me off when I see it. Watch the best of Backlash, because I'm watching that now. I just saw Kurt Angle swing a chair to Edge, and he hit the rope and then whacked himself in the head.
Jeez. Okay.
It was hilarious.
Was it supposed to happen or was it an accident?
Yeah, so he missed, and then it bounced off and it whacked him in the head.
Oh damn. That's
Yeah, it's Kurt. It's like the second match they show on this Best of Backlash.
Oh my goodness. I saw a clip from, everybody knows him mostly as Raven.
Yeah.
but he was once known as Scotty the Body.
Yeah.
And there's a clip of him dancing with two black girls where his gimmick was that, and it's awesome. Like, he can dance. That's the thing. He could dance, at least 90s dance.
Yo, he was Johnny Polo with Adam
89.
Bomb.
I think it is. Well, he was young.
He managed Adam Bomb.
Yes, I do. I didn't realize it was him at the time.
Yeah,
but
Johnny Polo.
Looking back, I remember Johnny Polo.
Johnny Polo.
But this is awesome. So it's on the RedCycloneInc Twitter, so maybe I'll put the link to that. It's pretty cool.
Yes, we watch that. It's a must watch. Yeah, watch the best of Backlash. Backlash is on tonight. Watch it. I'm watching it. It's just Kurt Angle versus Edge. It's actually a really good match. Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the Jinkies.
Sandwich.
He might be on soon, so we'll figure that out. Peace out.
Peace.